Alright. It is time for I Cast Your Freaking Awesome Replays. Having a bit of a giggle, had a false start there since we were not using the game capture and the screen looked super grainy, but here we are, crystal clear once again. It is, of course, the Destroy the Means of Production Icyfar challenge, where you have to harass, go after the workers, go after the production, the base, the economy. And I am hoping we see some very creative forms of harassment and assault upon their opponent's production here today. Up in the top right, it is Mind Grapes. Believe we cast Mind Grapes once, and we spent the whole time talking about kind of a bunch of grapes as a brain, right? How that would be like a very grooved, very intelligent brain, lots of surface area. I'm not sure if that was an Icyfar, Florencio files, or what, but I definitely recognize the name. It's taking a hatchery over here, by the way, so I'm not really sure what that's about. Down here in the bottom left, representing Bess, it is Gorzilla. Not Godzilla, it's Gorzilla. And, it's the clan portrait seems to just be a bit of yellow splooge with sunglasses. I'm a bit confused. Senile splooge, you know, it's the wrong color, it's a bit off. Anyways, two Marines queued up, a depot to wall off. The Marines are already, where are these rallied? All right, so wants to try and catch the Overlord. Sending an SCV out to scout here. Mind Grapes is droning. It's building a pretty good work account. Of course, for those of you who have not seen, we have a new Icyfar challenge up. Can we please get exclamation marker Icyfar activated in command? Activated. Activated Twitch chat. Go. The challenge coming up is going to be a good one. I actually was originally going to call this Masturbator because Clem has inspired me after watching the EU finals, constantly setting up all these little bait widow mines, layers of tanks and mines and bio, always trying to bait his opponent into these terrible engagements, which the Muslim was talking about quite a lot. And I thought that would be a good challenge, setting up these sort of ambushes. And then I said, okay, if I just talk about masturbating the entire time, it's probably going to get a bit weird. So I toned it back and I said, you know what? We'll call it Fighting Retreat. So I want you guys to try and set up to have these sort of baiting traps, these ambushes. You can leave disruptors all over the map. You know, you can have it so you've got High Templar, but when they come forward, you've got more High Templar behind it and more High Templar behind that. You can have burrowed banelings that you bait them into, you know. The idea is I want you to have a lot of map control and be out there. Maybe you leave lurkers everywhere. Maybe you set up little widow mine traps. I want you to have a lot of map control and constantly be trying to lure your opponent into your splash damage wherever possible. There's a lot of other ways you can do this sort of fighting retreat tactic, but I think they're all going to be a lot of fun. So show me what you got. Think of your creative ways of doing a fighting retreat backwards across the map. And I think there's many ways you can put that into action, whether it just means leaving disruptors all over the place and firing them off one at a time, or as I said, burrowing those banelings and getting all that sort of stuff going as well. Me green screen, having a bit of a bad day today. Whoa. That's all right. We can break reality behind me a little bit. Just bit of a nice groove there. Sure thing. First Hellion's going to come on in and says, hello. What the hell is this? Why don't you have an expansion? Why have you got a one-base layer Roachhorn? I'm confused. I'm very confused. I'm going to build a bunker. Not a bad choice. It's going to swap that over and try and get a tank. And that's very necessary because I'll tell you what, 2 Marines and a Hellion are not going to do too well versus 3 Ravagers. Fortunately, these Ravagers are cowards. They're like, I don't want to go in there. I'm afraid of the dark. Overlord, can you please go and shine your flashlight up that ramp before we go up? They could go up and win the game right now. Kills the Hellion that's coming back. Mind Grapes, though. 2 Coward. 2 Coward is waiting. Oh, but the bunker's now finished, so the Marines should be able to get inside. Bile's going down in the reactor. Are going to help out. We'll have to repair that bunker. Drilly boys are on duty, though, pulling over to the front. 4 Marines in the bunker should hold on strong. Reactor goes down, as does the depot. There's a siege tank that will be popping soon, though. More Ravagers morphing. So Mind Grapes here is also... Are we going to spread creep in the main? Is that what this is about? Because, you know, he's got a lair, so that Overlord could poo creep, and then he could try to spread creep on the high ground. I mean, I guess this is one way of going after your opponent's production, is you just kind of bile them from the low ground. Is he going to kill he could kill that tech lab from here. That would be sick. Infestation pit is on the way. Okay. So it's going to be swarm host. So Mind Grapes is like, cool. We set up the position with the Ravagers, the Queens, we get the creep, and then we build swarm hosts from a forward position. And what we do is we take our children, and instead of showing them love and dedication, we give them a 10-second timed life, a crazy amount of DPS, and we just try to fucking kill our opponent. Gorzilla, maybe not thinking about that one too much. Just like, maybe I'll just put a siege tank here. It could work. The Ravagers are having an absolute bloody party right now. Meanwhile, this siege tank is like, teammates, I have the fucking gold star DPS. I've got the highest KD ratio. What are you fucking losers doing? Can you guys stop fucking feeding? Seriously. Oi, can you repair the tech lab, you fucking dickhead. Am I the only one doing anything on this team? I've been playing a lot of Valorant lately, guys. Anytime you play multiplayer team games, you get reminded of this siege tank. The only person who has some statistic they can cling to that makes them think they're better than everyone. Let's be real though, these Marines are pretty bloody useless right now. They are doing literally nothing. Stim's about halfway done. They're just standing there. Another siege tank's there. He's like, oh, I'll cover you guys. Go. But it's like trying to lead a bunch of 6-year-olds. You ever play team games with a bunch of complete newbies? It's like watching 6-year-olds play soccer. They all just run around in a pack chasing the ball. And you're like, spread out. Bloody spread out and pass the ball to each other. I tell you, I do not envy anyone who coaches a bunch of 5-year-olds or 6-year-olds playing sports. Trying to get them to do anything rather than just run after the ball and kick it in a random direction has got to be bloody difficult. Mind Grapes is going to come in first. Locust Wave, weaponized babies to the face. No, get back up here, you noobs! Oh my god, the siege tanks have got to be so mad. They're like, are you guys serious? Your job? You had to cover us. Why didn't you cover that angle? What are you doing? The Marines are like, oh, we thought we were going to clear some creep. They're like, just hold the angle. Hold the angle. What can I say, guys? It's really renewed my love of StarCraft, playing team games. It's reminded me how superior it is playing competitive teams. Oh, they got another siege tank. This guy's still carrying, by the way, 7 kills. The Marines are just derping back and forwards. Gorzilla is under siege, to be honest. That tech lab's gone down, that reactor's gone down. The workers have been safe. The production has been getting hit a fair bit. And oh, look at that. The turret actually allows them to spot a creep tumor from there, but this has got to feel pretty bad, right? I think the Marines on the edge will do okay here. Oh, gunning him. Ooh, bit of tank friendly fire, but overall not too bad. The Marines hold on all right. There's enough Marines now, critical mass. And right when they need medevacs, Gorzilla is going to show that they are a very high level Terran by building Banshees. You got mass Marine, it counters the small number of Ravagers and the Swarmos. You just need to heal them after their stim. But we're going to build Banshees. Okay, cool. Okay, all right, good to know. So for those of you who are wondering, yes, this is a game where complete lack of healthcare for the soldiers, no medevacs, no Medicare, no Medicaid, no meta drop. He's gonna swap it. He's thinking about it. He's like, maybe by the time I hit 45 Marines, I should have at least 1 medevac. Maybe. Still is on 1 base, by the way, and is down to just 4 mineral patches. Gorzilla, at some point, you might need to move out, buddy. Your opponent is droned like a psychopath. Mind Grapes here is going 1-1 Bane speed and OV speed and is just droning behind this, but has almost no units on this side of the map. The Ravagers try to stand their ground. Mind Grapes, it might be time to transition out of here, mate. The Ravagers stand their ground and get wrecked. Okay, Locusts come in though. Uh-oh. And they click on the factory. Well, that's an odd choice. They go after the means of production, and they do actually set the factory on fire, but it barely survives and does get repaired. Nicely done there by Gorzilla. And you know what? Gorzilla's now got this super killer army. Mind Grapes is like, oh, I'm gonna have to run all me drones away. Those Swarmos, though, are still going to be super bloody annoying. And there's still creep here denying the expansion. Gorzilla may be breaking out a little bit, but it's not cleared the natural. The Swarmos, get out of there! Oh no! And that's what happens to people who don't take care of their babies. Oh man, the Locusts take out like 1 Marine. Only 3 Swarmos survive. Fortunately for Mind Grapes, it is Ling Bane production. And remember, guys, when you're up against a 1-base player, there's only one way you could possibly win the game. You got to go Hive and Spire for your Broodlord Nidus transition. Okay. So remember, if you build one of everything, that's another win condition, guys. That's another thing. Yeah, for sure. Just, yep. Got to nidus your Broodlords across the map. I want to see this. I want to see this, like, Zerg player with his, like, Zerg Overmind hands, and he's just trying to grab a Corruptor, and he's trying to push it in the Nidus Worm, and it's like, no, I fly. I only fly. And he's just grabbing it, and he's like, get in there. Get in the fucking Nidus Worm. Pop you out. You morph as a Broodlord inside the Nidus Worm. Pop out in their base. The Corruptor's like, no, I only float. I can't go down there, mate. I can't go down there. I can't do it. No. Why are you trying to put a flying unit in a butthole? We got to fly free. We don't go in the Zerg butthole. That's for the shit tier units, man. That's not for us. Well, it's okay, guys, because I think he's forgotten he was going Greater Spire anyway. He's going Infestation Pathogen Glands, Swarm Host Nidus. He's built a couple more Swarm Hosts, so it's back up to 6. He's going to try and Nidus those into the main base. Meanwhile, Gorzilla's like, I've got an expansion and I got some bio. Unfortunately, he's not going to get back there in time. Oh, we're going to try and do some try-hard micro. He's going to try and boost in. Uh-oh. Well, okay, that's not too bad. Does take out a Marine, a Marauder, and an SCV. I mean, not terrible, right? Not terrible. There's still creep spreading all over the map, by the way. Mind Grapes here going big brain. And that truly is big brain, right? Trying to go Greater Spire as well. Shoves the rest of the Swarm Hosts inside the Nidus Worm. And he's going to Nidus here. Right outside the main again. I think as Godzilla, you're going to be a little annoyed at this point. Surely, wouldn't it feel good if you just dropped the main base? Like, even just 8 Marines right now? A single Viking is building, because I think that's what's needed right now. Yeah, Viking, sure. That Nidus Worm does go down. There's still Queens hanging out over here. Which tells you Mind Grapes is definitely not an absolute bloody troll. So Godzilla actually has macroed pretty well in terms of spending money, but it's only on 2 days. I would say it's all about can you take down the Ling Bane, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, mate. This bio army, it's looking kind of healthy right now, but Mind Grapes, I mean, when a Zerg is ahead against bio and they make a lot of Ling Bane, I kind of feel like they're filling out their ZVT form, and it's like, would you like to definitely win the game and have no chance of losing? And he's like, should I tick it? And you're like, well, do you want to win against bio? Like, if you're way ahead against bio and you make a lot of Ling Bane, you are gonna devastate! As we see here, the Zerg shows a high-level attack move command. Don't try that micro at home, kids. Remember, if you guys aren't super pro, you should always right-click constantly in a fight, like most players in Bronze League, and make sure your whole army's trying to move behind their army rather than letting it fight. Don't do the attack move. Only Mind Grapes could know when to pull that off with the 300 IQ. Figured out critically, said, is this the scenario? I think I'll use the advanced, let my units kill whatever's in front of them maneuver. It's takes them off the leash and lets them go. Big thanks, Jessen, by the way. Welcome to the Pigsty. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. So right now we're watching a Terran player who's starving. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with Hungry Hippos. Well, this is the Terran version of that. He just doesn't have enough minerals to feed his kids, mate. You know? He goes to his little food processor and they're like, oh, requires more minerals. All he can put in is like 1 mineral. He gets out a shitty piece of cabbage. He's like, that's all we get for dinner, Dad? Yes, that's all we get for dinner. The Zerg's been fudging us up this whole time. We think we're clearing creep, but we still left 2 tumors right there. The opponent knows how to make Ling Bane and Fester. He's also making Broodlords now as well. There has been 0 pressure on the Zerg side of the map the entire game. So I can't even tell how low or high level the Zerg is because he's never had to do anything except what he felt like doing. Like, there's never been a single moment where the Terran actually pressured him in the slightest. The Zerglings are now here in the 3rd base, having a bit of a party. The Corruptor's flying around, not able to find anything. I think Mind Grapes is thinking, you know what? These Zerglings are going to bite these workers, go after the production there. Oi, you got to lift that off, buddy. These are Adrenal Zerglings with +2, man. The Corruptor squad, remember, these guys have been drinking Mountain Dew all day, all night. They've been working their way forwards. There is a Viking. Why is there a Viking going to harass? What am I even... The Corruptors were going queued up to go do P harass, and they're like, wait, what is this? They're going to fly in here, but there's actually turrets waiting for them. The Terran Bioball is still wandering aimlessly around the map looking for food. But this is basically the end of the Lion King. What was once a luscious green pastures filled with all sorts of antelope and food. The Zerg hyenas have snapped it all up, mate. They brought in their bloody Nidus swarm host Scar Commander. And he was like, yeah, we're just going to fuck the land up. We're just going to basically burn it and shit. We can't even eat food anymore. And now this little Simba Terran's come back and he's like, oh, there's not even any food to eat. This is shit. Why'd I let that Nidus swarm host take me to Dicktown? Oh, no. He's going to desperately go for a big old comeback here. But I'll tell you what, that's a lot of Bane and Fester. And I think that Bio's about to have a hard time. Oh, almost as hard as the protuberance on the Zerg's pants after that fungal Baneling hit. Is going to run back, clean up those units. Even more Baneling and Fester. Bit of a good spready there from Gorzilla. The Infestors are just fucking standing there. Two of them do go down, but they land another big juicy fungal. And Mindgrape says, you know what? I do feel like winning. But look at that. Did you see that try-hard micro? Gorzilla gets in there. By the way, it wasn't Corruptor Piss Harass, guys. I thought he was queuing for Corruptor Piss Harass. It's not. He moved into position and morphed Broodlords next to his main. He truly is destroying the means of production. Well fucking done, Mindgrapes. Oh, God. I mean, this isn't even firebombing the mineral line. This is straight up like, no. Go into the streets Mongol style, line up the captives, and each one of you has to chop off at least 20 heads. You get your, like, tickets punched by your commander to prove you've chopped off your 20 heads. He's like, oh, good job, Danny. You chopped off 23, actually. You can take a break, mate. You've killed enough. These Broodlords are like, yes, we will murder your families. If you work in a factory, we will treat you as if you are a frontline soldier holding a gun. The Marines come forward. They're like, oi, get out of here, you dickheads. Mindgrapes showing that Mindgrapes micro is just going to not. That's how you assert dominance. These units getting showered in blood. I'll tell you what, if you're a Marine and you kill a Broodlord, it doesn't even feel good. You get a bloody shower of meaty Zerg chunks. Is that Microbial Shroud? That's fucking Microbial Shroud. He's like, Zerglings, time for your bath. Come have a bath. We need some Microbial Shrouds. There's no air units of the Terran that do damage, but we're going to throw a Microbial Shroud down anyway. For those who don't know, Microbial Shroud reduces damage taken from air units by 50%, and it lasts 11 seconds. Apparently, it just casts on the Infestors. I had no idea. Oh, I thought you actually placed it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at that. So it's like a fart. That's the aura. So you know when you're saving one up, and you're like, is it going to be silent but deadly? Is it going to be loud and wet? Well, with Microbial Shroud, apparently it's always loud, wet, and it creates a goddamned fog. That's how you know it's nasty. Creates a bloody fog, mate. You got, oh, Jesus. Anything in that area, literally projectiles from the air have to travel through so much of the fog that it fucking slows them down. People are saying in chat it actually does have a range. You can place it. But for some reason it shows up on the unit. Okay, fair enough. Nonetheless, GG, well played. Mindgraves there. Proxy Hatch, Ravager Assault from the low ground into Swarm Host, into friggin' Swarm Host Nidus, into Lingbane, into Corruptors, into Broodlord Harass, into Infestors, into Gorzilla, no doubt having a pretty bad time. GG, well played, Mindgrapes. And thank you, Gorzilla, for being the sacrificial lamb. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to get your replays in for Icyfar. But Pig, I'm only in Silver League. You don't want to cast my replays. They're too bad. Alright, can we please all stop being typical StarCraft players? I want your Silver League replays. They're funny. Because you're bad. Even if you're Platinum, they're bad. Diamond, you're bad. We're all bad together. I like Silver games. I like Diamond, Masters, GM, whatever. We take replays of all skill levels. The only real factor we're looking for is the game unique. Is it different? And is it fun? If it fits any of those categories, if you get a unique fun game playing the challenge, get it in. Info, as always, is in me Twitch chat. Thank you everyone for the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you do feel like going above and beyond to support the channel. Please join those in the pigsty supporting the Patreon. The link is down in the description below. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.